All right, you already know I just did this, the Kizer Roach. This is a full-size Roach in VG10 steel. And so it only makes sense, man. Let's do the mini Roach that I have. This is in 154 steel and stonewashed blade, and it's got black G10. So, yeah, we did the full size. Now let's do the mini. All right, come on. Let's get my little cat shark out. There it is. Look at that thing. There's levels of cool. You know what I mean? And this one's creeping up on one. All right, here we go. Yeah, it only made sense, man. Let's just get both of these roaches done. Got some hardware. This one's got a pattern on that G10. I'm gonna be a little transparent. Coming into this knife after checking in the full size, I got interested in these roaches because one of the viewers of the channel sent me their Roach Mini. It had the jack-o'-lantern on it, and so I checked it out and a couple other of their knives, and I got interested. So I thought, well, I'm going to get me one, but I'm also going to get the full-size Roach. I mean, there's a big difference between this one and this one. But after checking this one in and the ergonomics of it, the emphasis on this knife is up here in this choke up. And listen, I know a lot of people like that. It's not for me. I don't like it. I'm looking to be back here behind the finger guard, and I just feel like we're missing it just slightly, or maybe it's not for my hand size. It's off just slightly. So I'm not coming at this one very hopeful because that one kind of underwhelmed me. But now here it is. Let's check it out. Interesting. So it's actually squeaking. Like it's metal on metal contact or something. Right there. I don't know what that is. But boy, is the detent set on this right. There's no way I can fail it. I'm going to try. Yeah, no chance. And I don't even think it's running that well. I mean, blade centered. I don't think it's running well. And this milling in the G10 leaves this edge is rough. Like, watch my finger. It's just catching and biting. It's rough around this edge. Now, I don't hate that because I'm down for a really grippy knife. It's got good jimping up on the spine. Again, definitely there was a lot of design work that went into choking up on this knife, getting up in here. Well, let's get in it. Let's get in here and take a hard look at this action and see what's going on. Because, I mean, I hear something in there, so I don't know. Is the action dry? I'm not really sure what's going on. That looks like that should come apart now. Those pocket screws don't look like they're part of the overall. Nope, they are not. I mean, I don't really see any oil under the scale. I think that might be what I heard. It's the pivot, the blade running on this pivot right here. That's what I'm listening to. So we'll we will address that slightly. Yeah, because I can see where it's trying to wear on that. And I believe it's got a G10 collar is what that is right there. So the way that we'll manage that is I'm just going to run this belt on this pivot just to polish that up a little bit, and it'll run better on there. So I'll do that in a minute. But let's wipe it all down, and then we'll lube it up, and we'll put it back together. So they did polish the blade where the bearings run, both sides. It's got internal stop pins, and it has the removable flipper tab, which is one of the coolest features. So you can put this flipper tab on, or you can take it off and just make it this whole flicker. It's just what a neat, cool idea. And the way they designed it, it's solid as a rock. So that other one that was sent in, the jack-o'-lantern version, had that, and I was just as intrigued with it on that knife. Very cool feature. They did polish out where the bearings ride on the metal scales also. Pretty cool. I only say that because it's amazing how many times knives come through that they don't do that. And so these bearings have to cut their way through that coating, and until they do, and then as they do, there's this black debris that's left behind, and and it affects the action. So to polish that out is a pretty cool thing. So I'm going to take care of that pivot real quick. Okay, so the interesting thing when you do that is you can see right where that blade has been running, but until I ran it on that belt, you couldn't see this because it was full of black buildup and goop, and so I'm pretty sure that was causing that friction. Come on, man. You got to get in there, bro. Right there. There you are. Ah, all that. I forgot to put the collar on it. So I got to do it again. Oh, well. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. I do like the fact that they made this a rivet style with no machining, no threads machined into it. Not threads, but, to fit a Torx Yeah, I like it. All right. Yeah. I mean, wow. That's where that was coming from. I'm going to put, well, I'm going to put this bearing on because the lube for the bearing will also make its way down that pivot. It'll impact that whole thing. There we go. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put a little drop on the racetrack where the detent ball's running. Right there. Man, that thing is so snappy. No chance that that's going to fail. Absolutely none. Yeah, and this is just an action that's going to get better and better through use. Let me get these other screws back in here. Those T8s or T6s? T6s. Okay. All right. I think we good. We good. So, I mean, part of this action is like an A. That detent tuning is so good on the back flipper. Let me check the thumb. Yeah. What about a Spidey flick? It's a little tight. Let me look at lockup here. I mean, I think I'm going to see if I can't tune that up a little bit. Okay, a little tuning later. Can't fail it. Great Spidey flick. Excellent thumb flick. Wonderful backflip. The backflip's the money. Blade is centered and almost drop shut. A little bitty shake to get her down. I mean, it is running really smooth and really nice at this point. All three deployments are wonderful. So, I mean, the action's running really well. I'm going to say the action, I mean, if the totality of the three of them together, I mean, I'll call it a B plus. It's pretty good for a smaller, lightweight knife. It's running pretty good. So now if that flipper tab wasn't on there, then, the grip on this knife could be up in this space where this flipper tab is. And I don't think I can remove it while it's on the knife. You got to take the blade off to get it off, to illustrate it. But this grip here, back here, is way better, way more locked in, way more natural than on the big one. This one just fits my hand. So it could be that my hand's just not big enough. I just don't have big enough mitts for that full-size one. But this grip right here is pretty nice, and it reminds me of the jack-o'-lantern one that was sent in. Like this is nice enough that it makes me want to bring the knife in and check it out for sure. Now, is this a primary grip on this knife? Yeah, 100%. This is more comfortable here than here. And, this is really good, but this is better. But I'm not a fan of this. I don't want my finger up next to this blade doing all that. No, I get it. I'm going to say it one more time. I know that there's a whole crowd that are totally comfortable with this grip. I'm just not a fan. Like, this is my spot back here. So, ergonomics are good though. It's got good ergonomics, nice action. Let's check out the pocket clip. Yeah, wonderful deep carry. It's all the way in there. That cutout really lends to make it a one-handed knife and that thick stuff. Same thing, one-hander. And my favorite spot back here, that knife completely disappears. It's a one hand in, one hand out. Excellent pocket clip. Check safety. Make sure I can't contact the blade. Nope. And the tip is buried in there. So the clip is awesome. The tip's good. And I'm confident I can put this in my pocket without incidental blade contact. I wonder how sharp this is. Let's get rid of that Chad. Come on, man. I mean, I'm definitely going to strop that blade. Let's get it. Come on, man. We'll do a couple of 2-3 passes like this. Yeah, I mean, I can already feel it. This knife needed to be stropped. One more. And then we'll run it on a piece of wood. Yeah, it feels rough. It's got burrs, man. It's like I'm saying it's got herpes or something. It's got burrs. All right. There we go. Let's see if we improved. Yeah. I mean, I think it can be better still. I'm going to do it again. Okay, so I took some passes here on this other side. It's got a pretty good fair amount of green compound built into it. And then I run it here, and I can feel it's rough in some spaces in there. So, I mean, we'll see. I ran a couple of passes. Let's see what we got now. I mean, it's rough enough running it through that wood that maybe it needs to be profiled. I mean, it's crazy sharp. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Whatever was going on there, we did a good job of managing that, so I'm going to move on. So, price and availability, I don't even need to break away because I already know on this one. The spot for this is on eBay from Mojave Outdoors. They're doing a closeout on their inventory, and so this one and this one are available at like over 40% off, I believe. And so it puts both of these knives. Now, this one's in VG10 and not readily available in the VG10. The one that's available is the N690. But this one, this exact one on the 154 CM is $45. Yeah, 45 bucks. And so I don't know, man. Am I going to keep one of these? I mean, is $45 a good price for this, and is $49 a good price for this? I mean, both of these knives normally, I believe, are in the $90 range, and so yeah, those are great prices. Yeah, so I wanted to check. The VG10 is basically N690. I mean, the metallurgy on VG10 is basically almost identical to the N690, if not identical. So prices should remain the same. So right now you can pick this up for 48 bucks. And this one's 45 in the 154. And the 154 is not far off. It's just, I think the N690 and the VG10 is a little more corrosion resistant, or one of those factors. I don't know, but very comparable. These are all kind of in the same league. So I don't know. What am I going to do? Am I going to keep one of these, one over the other? If I was going to keep one, I would keep the mini. Yeah, I like the mini more than I like the large Roach. Inevitably, though, I think I'm going to purge them both. Just because there's not enough going on here to make me keep this 40 bucks in play. And that's probably what I'll do. I'm probably $45 each, which is 90 bucks, or maybe I'll sell them. If somebody bought both of them, I'll let them both go for $80 if somebody wanted to pick them both up. This one's brand new in a box. This one represents as new, but no box. Yeah, so, I mean, are they cool knives? Yeah, they're cool. This choke up feature, I mean, if you like it, then you'll really like either of these or both of these. If you're down for choking up on a knife, honestly, as soon as you put it in hand, you'll end up right here and go, oh yeah, it was built for it. It's just not, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, so Kizer Mini, I've already done that big one, but the Kizer Mini Roach, it's a cool knife. It's got great action and good ergonomics, especially if you like choke up. 154 steel. And then this pattern on this G10 makes this very grippy. Yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate you checking it out.